Now we're going back for another adventure of Chakotay's Odyssey, featuring the adventures of Janeway.
Okay.
Season 2, Episode 10. Getting
Jeez,
through.
You're really getting in there.
Hey, I gotta get through all 7 seasons, right?
Is this a good one?
It's called, yes it is. It's not called Yes It Is, it's called Cold Fire. So, all the cast are featured in this one, but once again, there's one main character, but this is more of an ensemble episode, but it still does focus on one episode, so I'm going to count that on my list of who gets their own episode, main story. You want to know who the main character is?
Who?
It's your favorite person, Tess.
Well,
It's her episode.
Again!
Well, this is her second episode that's been all about her.
She's heavily in most of these
She's always
episodes.
featured stuff, right?
Oh my god, what were they thinking?
But in this episode, we get to see her like doing multiple jobs at once. So it starts off, and she's with
I'm annoyed already.
Well, you're about to be even more annoyed and bored because she's hanging out with Tuvok, and they're working together
he's
to.
very likely for her to hang out with too. I'm sure he would love to hang out with her. Oh
they're doing their telepathy exercises to try and develop her weird space elf powers that they never quite define, and they keep adding more stuff and then retconning it, and now they add a whole bunch more. So she's dealing with that, doesn't go so well. So then she's got to report to her other job in sickbay, being a nurse, hanging out with the doctor.
Yeah.
And as they're working, suddenly like an alarm goes off. They're like, "What's going on here?" So they have to track it down, and it's in a storage closet.
Okay.
And there's a rock in like a storage container.
Oh, it's one of those crystalline entities.
No. So this one is going back to the first episode, the caretaker episode.
Yeah,
when they first
I was
got
wondering
there.
what happened to him. Remember
So,
I said they need to put him on display.
Yeah, so
Is it him?
Yeah, it was his
Right.
remains. So the
wondering.
caretaker just turned into like a fossilized rock at the end.
They need to like give him a display case or
So
something.
they took it. Weird. They took it with them and then blew up that station, right?
I think that whole
So
they
now
did everything wrong that first episode.
It ain't great. So I think they rushed it. So now this thing's going off like an alarm every few minutes.
Did they not like put it? It needs like a grave or something. Like they should have given it some reverence.
So they call Janeway.
Yes.
They call good old big hair Janeway back because she's still got her blonde hair. Sometimes they change it up though. And so she's there, and I think it might be Harry Kim is featured. He's not in this very much. Also, your guy, Paris,
He's not my guy.
is in it for maybe 2 seconds and gets one line and then he's gone.
At least he's more interesting than Harry Kim, but still.
So he's not.
Really.
This is
more
not a Harry Kim
characters.
episode. So they're analyzing. No, it's with B'Elanna. B'Elanna's there because she's so good at science, right?
Yeah.
So they're analyzing this rock that they kept of this guy's remains.
Right.
Creepy. And she's like, "There's nothing. There's nothing." Okay? And they're like, "Yeah, you're crazy," because it's the doctor hearing it.
Oh, only the doctor can hear.
And Cass.
Oh.
So they're about to pack up and leave when it starts going off again.
Right.
Oh, now we found stuff there. So apparently this guy's fossilized remains is going off like a homing beacon. Why?
Right,
because
one of his
which he mentioned.
Right, and
I don't
that's
remember
what they're supposed to be doing is finding that person so they can get back home.
So they're getting close, and so this thing is acting like a beacon.
Right.
So they have to science it up, which makes no sense, to figure out where it's coming from to get the coordinates to go there. So they track that down.
A beacon attracting the entity to it.
I didn't write this crap.
Anyway, okay.
So they go there, and
they just left it in a closet.
And there's another station. Well, they left it in a storage compartment. Also, Tuvok is there. He's like, oh yeah, that's what it's saying. He's saying, we don't know what's going on. We should lock this up in like a level 3 containment because it could be radioactive or something we don't know. And Janeway's like, absolutely, but first she wants to look at it, you know, because that's smart. And that's when it goes off again.
Give it a memorial or something. Jeez, put a flower.
So they science it up and go there, and they find not the caretaker's station, but a similar one.
Right.
They're like, oh, we might get home.
Or they might get to the F quadrant.
So immediately this station starts firing on them.
Right.
They're like, what the hell?
doing things that made them go into the.
And then they get hailed, and it's an Okampan guy.
Oh God.
Which is one of Kess's people. So it's another space elf.
Stupid characters.
Okay. What is this guy's name? I can't really remember his name.
Those ones were only at that one planet, and he was looking after them
Tanis.
on that planet.
So this guy Tanis is there, and he's a real dick.
I do remember that, Tanis.
He's a real dick.
You say it.
Okay, so he hails them and says, "You're not welcome here. You've been warned. Get out." He's like, "Piss off, guys," and they're like, "No, we're not doing that." So instead of
they left the other Okama to die, essentially. So yeah, he's allowed to say that.
So they get Kess, and so he talks to Kess because it's another Okampan, and he wants to meet with her. So they're like, "Okay, can we come over there?" "No, you can't come over here, but I'll come over there." Okay, you guys aren't allowed here. This guy's a real dick.
Wow.
So they have a meeting with them in the officers' meeting room.
Right.
So they're all there. They gather the whole crew and Cass, like the whole senior staff, to talk to this guy, and he's not having any of it. They're asking him questions, and he's just like giving them BS answers, right? But he's using his telepathy that he now has to talk to Cass and say, "I want to meet with you alone."
Well, so isn't that what he asked for?
So she asked Janeway for all of them to piss off so that they can talk to each other, and he's like, "You should come live with us. We haven't had contact with the home world and all this stuff, and we answer to the other caretaker.
Where are these
Her name is called Suspiria." So they're all about Suspiria. They're there on this station. Another one comes with this guy, but he goes back. So they live on this station, and apparently they have all these abilities, and they can live longer, because they only live for like 7 years roughly.
The other version of them in the first episode, they were completely useless people.
Yeah, they were.
And they had to be looked after by the caretaker.
Yeah, because they were made that way.
Janeway just left them and abandoned them, and abandoned the Kazon there. Abandoned them all. It didn't make
the Kazon are dicks,
and
they're always fighting with each other.
They really did bad
So
stuff.
now these Okampa have been enhanced from this other the caretaker's sister, who enhances them and helps them develop so that they can live. They live on their own.
Live on their own. Maybe that's what they should have done.
The Suspiria person, she's not there.
Oh.
So he comes on board, and then they said, "Okay, I'll take you to Suspiria." But what we know is he has like a telepathic conversation when he's off in his quarters somewhere, because of course they give him quarters. Why not? And he's talking to Suspiria, and Suspiria's like, "You can take the Cass. We don't care about her, okay? Just bring the ship to me." And one of the interesting things is when they were first talking to him, and Cass gets him to actually talk to him, they're like, "Hey, you guys have a bad reputation. You're going around destroying everything, raiding places for resources.
Yeah.
And causing problems everywhere you go.
You left this beautiful alien guy in a closet."
So clearly someone's talking trash about them, but instead of actually finding out about that, is it the Kazon? Is it the Suspiria? We don't know, right? Who's spreading these rumors about them?
They're not rumors. They are true.
Because to them, they're the good guys. We didn't do any of those things. We're just being cool. We just have to check out every planet and anomaly we come across.
They really made a mess.
Yeah. But they gotta check out those anomalies. It's important for science. Good kitty.
I'm surprised they didn't offer this guy a job of chief engineer.
So this guy, Tanis, is like, "Okay, I'm going to take you to Suspiria." So they set a course, and they're going to go to this place, right?
Right.
Meanwhile, he's trying to get Cass to to stay with them. Okay, instead of staying on Voyager.
Right.
And so he's doing that. He's telling her, "Hey, I'm actually 14." And she's sitting there. The oldest Okampa only lived to 9. He's like, "Nope, we've been enhanced now so that we can live longer, and that they now live to 20.
Right. This was their out to get rid of Cass.
Yeah, exactly. This would have been a great out for her. And he has these weird powers. He's got poison ivy powers. Because she takes him to the one cargo bay where she's growing all these vegetables, because one of her many jobs, right? and they're walking around. It's just like some small things sprouting up, right? And then he uses his mind powers, and suddenly they're huge.
Oh, I thought you meant he killed all the plants.
No, he used them to like grow really fast. He's got poison ivy powers. And then later on, he teaches her to boil water, to boil a cup of tea with her mind powers, which then accidentally she almost melts Tuvok.
Yeah.
And he's got green blood dripping down him.
Near the warp core.
Yeah, exactly. Because she doesn't know how to control any of this crap.
No.
And then another point, they're back in the cargo bay with all the vegetables and all the plants that he enhanced. And now he's getting her to focus on them. And what happens is they use their mind powers and it sucks the life out of them so they can feel this amazing sensation. Like they're getting high and all the plants are dead. So she kills all the plants that she spent months trying to grow. Also that she can experience it. Anyway, it's like she's having like this orgasm using her mind powers.
Great. Is she all sweaty?
No. We don't need any more sweaty Cass. Seen that way too much. So they get to where they're supposed to meet Suspiria.
Isn't she like supposed to be, she's the sister of the other fellow, she's supposed to be like all powerful.
Yeah, sort of.
So they should know. They should realize they were falling for something.
So they just go along with it, and I'm like, but now this guy's got to get back to that station
Maybe she wants her brother's body.
So she feels that they killed her brother and blew up his space station. So when they get there, they send out this signal, and Tanis is still being a dick to all of them. He's really a jerk.
Well, they did actually kill all those people by leaving them on the planet.
They're sitting around waiting to receive a message, and then finally it shows B'Elanna. She's sciencing it up in engineering, and then there's like some tentacles coming down the background behind her, and you're like, what the hell? And no one sees it. Okay? So Tuvok goes to investigate it.
Yeah.
Hey, then they can't get him on the comm. Okay, now Janeway goes
it's like
you don't keep sending people.
It's like a gas issue.
You don't keep sending people in there because then they drop down.
Or electrocution. Just keep on sending more of them into the pool.
Yeah, and they all die.
You'll eventually get lucky.
Anyway, so Janeway goes to investigate, and Suspiria is there, but she's this little girl. Okay, it's this blonde girl with voice dubbed over to sound really old and cranky. So it's like an old lady's voice. And she's got B'Elanna and Tuvok. They're floating horizontal. And B'Elanna's bleeding, and they're just kind of floating. Because she's using her powers to just hold them there, and they're knocked out. And then she's going to do the same with Janeway. And what happens is Kes is the one that saves her. So Tanis is still trying to lure Kes, but once she tries to connect with Suspiria, she realizes like she's pissed off, and then she uses her mind powers to fight Tanis and Suspiria, which knocks her off, and then the crew put her in a force field in engineering there.
Right.
And she's sitting there yelling at them, you killed my brother, you killed the other one of my species, blah, blah, blah. And then Jane was like, no, we didn't. Here's what happened. And, like, why would you believe her? Okay? Mm. And because we got the rock. They got the remains, right? That doesn't look good.
No, and they didn't.
So, and then what does Janeway do? She just lets her out. And it's like, nah, we're not going to hold you prisoner. All that stuff you're claiming about us, that's not true. So just lets her go. So what does the all-powerful kid alien do? Just leaves. And Tanis is like begging, please take me with you. So she beams him away too. And Kes remains on Voyager with Neelix because they were thinking about leaving at one point. And then that's the end of the episode. So did you enjoy that one?
No. That made me.
That one was interesting. Not the best, but I don't know. Give us a thumbs up if you like these Chakotay's Odyssey videos. And that's another segment of Chakotay's Odyssey featuring the adventures of Janeway.
Yes.